welcome back to the Lore Player Weekly Roundup. I think I'm going to start doing this more often, and today we are going to talk about the 5.8 livestream and what that means for my account, because it actually gave me some ideas. Now, as many people know, I've been chatting off and on about wanting to pull Chaska and about wanting to get Sidlali's weapon. According to the current wish count, that is super within our abilities. As you can see, I'm on 86 wishes. I have a guarantee, and how much pity? Should be around 30. So it's 20, 30. Yeah, so I've got 31 pity on the event wish and a guarantee because we got an early Dea while pulling for Dahlia. And I have sadly no pity on weapon banner. We are on 2 pity, but I think it'll be fine. I think we'll be able to get the weapon. We should really be getting that Starcaller's Watch. I am really looking forward to it. I was really hoping to get it because Sidlali on Sacrificial Fragment. Sidlali is one of the characters I want to get cons on in the future. If she had been in the second half, I might have actually gotten cons on her, but I don't want to risk my Chaska. And I actually did like all of the Not Cry characters we saw in the teasers, so there are chances I'm going to be doing a lot of pulling in 5.0. So I am really hyped for Ido, and I am really hyped for the Dendro character we saw in the trailer. They look amazing. We're going to be pulling them. Now, what we have here is my Chaska team. So I will be using Anefa in a lot of teams, like you've seen. Mizuki is the main DPS on my account. I play a lot of electrocharged teams, and that is definitely something I'm going to have to consider. And we are going to actually start pre-farming for Chaska now. I've put her into my enhancement calculator, and we'll chat about which characters we have in the enhancement calculator now that Abyss has updated. So, and one thing I've always wanted to try with Chaska, well always, I didn't like her initially, but now that I've tried her in a couple of events, I really do like her, and I really do want to play her. And one thing I always wanted to try is like a DPS buffing team. So, we've got Kujo Sada as an Electro DPS buffer, and Chaska is going to be our Electro DPS. And then we've got Shenhe as our Cry DPS buffer, and obviously Chaska is going to be our Cry DPS. And then we have Barbara for stamina reduction. We do need a healer because unlike the other Electrocharge teams I've been playing, like Mizuki, Aoife, our DPS isn't going to be a healer. Chaska doesn't heal herself. And I do have Kokomi and Seedween as alternatives. I could be pulling together some Songs of Days Past for Seedween, but something I noticed while playing Ito, which has been super helpful, is this passive, Barbara's second passive, which is 12% stamina reduction. So I want to see if I can play a dash style with Chaska, the same way I've been dashing with Mizuki, and if that consumes stamina or phlogiston. If I'm not consuming stamina, I'll switch Barbara out for Kokomi for the healer. Or we'll use some other healer and we'll maybe do Superconduct. I don't know. But for now, we might use Bennett instead. Might do a melt team. But we'll see. But mainly the thing is, there's definitely going to be Shenhe and Sada. Now, for Inefa, it's a lot easier. Like you saw, the Lunar Electrocharge. So I will actually be resuming my Lore Player Builds Escoffier and Aoife series. So this Lana in here is going to be replaced by Anefa. Technically the Raiden Shogun is supposed to be here, but I don't have artifacts for her at the moment. So we can't really be playing the Shogun. But yeah, it should all be fine. I'm really excited for Anefa. I really like her kit. I really like her voice acting. And yeah, so then looking back, so I'm going to start by showing my new enhancement Genshin Optimizer, and you'll see what I mean. Let me just open the window. So I use the optimizer, I use it religiously, I really like it. We've already put Chaska inside. Obviously, we're not going to get 70 million Mora and 809 Heroes Wits or 1,700 ores until we get Chaska. But we can get the flowers for her, we can get the Saurian Fangs, and we can start farming her talent materials. I have been boss farming to grab materials for the strongbox. But yeah, so at the moment the builds are Varessa is on Lost Prayer. I'm using her in one half of the Abyss. I'm using Odoron with Varessa instead of Yansan because of the stupid Wayward boss. I hate that boss. I'm gonna fight her in a minute so you see what I mean. But I've got him on a stringless. Then we've got Chevrish. She's on a Mountain Bracing Bolt because I've been swapping around some polearms. We obviously have my Escoffier. We've got my Sidlali, who is gonna have a Starcaller Swatch. And then we've got Chaska. I actually have Flower Weather Feathers for her. What is gonna happen is if we lose the 50-50 for Sidlali's, for Sidlali's weapon, we'll obviously end up with an FS polearm. So I don't have to worry about giving the Flower Weather Feathers to Linny and having to level another weapon. So that is a good thing. I'm actually really looking forward to it. But then after Chaska, we have Toma on Varessa's side because my Varessa doesn't nuke enough to not need a shield. And then we've got Yelan instead of Farina for the Freeze team. Now, I am playing Moalani Freeze in Abyss at the moment. I'll show you the characters I've got on profile, because what I do is I favorite the characters I'm currently mainly using, plus like my favorite characters. So there's some characters who are always under the favorites are Aoife and Escoffier because of the building series. I will give an update when I get an update, but for now there's no update, so Aoife is always there. So at the moment we're using Odoron and Toma. The artifact situation is much better. So I have Scroll for Odoron, and he's supposed to have a crit rate circlet, but I don't have a spare, so I've got him on this attack one, which has 3.1 crit rate. Then Toma is on Noblesse, and he's got a HP circlet that has perfect substats for example, Asayu. It's just a really good HP circlet it's technically Lynette's HP circlet on VV, but Lynette is on her DPS build at the moment. Then I yoinked an HP goblet I was using on Bennett, and Bennett is going to be the one getting the one that Baiju has at the moment. It was because Bennett is currently on Tenacity, so the goblet was technically an off piece for him. Then I've got Yelan on Tenacity. I want to play her triple HP because I want to be her more of a support than a sub DPS. But at the moment we're doing HP, higher bonus crit rate until I get my 4th HP circlet on Tenacity. Then we've got Chevrish. She's on Song of Days Past. Her off-piece goblet is Long Night's Oath. It's a pretty horrible one, but it's the one we have. Aoife is still on Shimanawas with a Desert Pavilion EM goblet. Then I've been farming for Fremine. So for those who don't know, I play Fremine as a Shatter DPS, and this is his Shatter build. So you use Range Slasher and 4-piece Gilded. And I haven't leveled the artifacts yet, so he's currently on 629 EM. The goal is to have him on over 1,000, and then to have just EM buffers with him and to get all the shatter hits really big. For that, obviously, we don't have to level 90 him to get his reaction multiplier up and so on. It's a long-term project. Then we've got my DPS Lynette, still Finale of the Deep, still Marichose. Her off-piece is this crit damage circlet on Deepwood. I do wish I need to lock that. I don't have anyone else who needs this at the moment. Then Linny, I am working on getting Linny a 4-piece Crimson Witch. So that is what we're strongboxing for right now. After that, we'll be strongboxing Thundering Fury for Inefa. Then we've got my Vressa. She's on Lost Prayers, Long Night's Oath. By the way, Linny is on an Amos bow. It's temporary, because I don't have a Ganyu at the moment. I would love a Ganyu, and once I get Ganyu, I'm gonna swap the weapons around a little bit. I'm probably gonna build my Scion of the Blazing Sun and put that on Linny. I still want somebody for end of the line. I had end of the line on Odoron, but it's an ER bow with attack, and my Fischl is on a physical build, so she doesn't need it. And Rage Gaunt, I would love to. I have a Hamayumi spare. So for example, my Sada is currently on Moon's Moon. But yeah, the bows are all, and in the future I have a spare sack bow and a fav bow. I keep one R5 spare out of the wishes, and after that I just give things away. So Varessa is on Longer Nights Out. She has the same pieces she's always had, so it is her electro damage. The reason you see Maiden Beloved here is because there's this silly little Maiden Beloved build on Varessa that I really like, and I really want to play it. This is one of the best pieces on my account. 62 crit damage, 10.5 crit rate. It's mainly because I haven't leveled a lot of artifacts. Like, I was randomly leveling artifacts, and then suddenly my Emily's Feather was the highest CP artifact on my account. So this is Sidlali. Sidlali is struggling. I actually have to give her like a random flower. I have to check what we have, because I don't have a lot of spare artifacts at the moment. I've strongboxed away everything I could, so we're gonna give her this flower as an off piece. It's not really a good off piece for her. I have to see what other off piece people have. So if we look, who's got an off piece flower? So on piece, onset. Yeah, because the flowers are the one thing that I usually don't have offset on. But yeah, pretty much anything would be better than this one. Because it's an EM flower. What's she gonna do with an EM flower? But it's looking bad. It's looking like we're not gonna get it's a double crit, double attack flower. What's she gonna do with that? But it's looking like we're not gonna get an alternative. Like, there's this gilded one that I have to get rid of. Then all the other ones would be even worse. This is Chaska's for now. It's the best I got so far while farming. Yeah, so this is going to be her off piece for a while. Her artifacts, those are fillers just so she can have the set bonus. Obviously she's going to be on triple EM. Actually, she's going to be on double EM and ER because she needs a lot of ER. I was checking with my Emily with the current event. If I get my Emily up to 250 ER, she could get, obviously, you know what would really fix Emily's ER needs? Like, really fix her ER needs? This. 12 energy for her stacks. It's so tempting, but I don't want to build another weapon. I have too many weapons to build already. And I'm getting the Starcrawler's Watch. I can't get another weapon for the patch. And then my Mualani. My Mualani is almost finished. Obviously, I should level her to level 90, and her HP is horrendously low. She's got her weapon. What I would really like is to get an HP Goblet and an HP Circlet. I would like to play her triple HP and to just have the crit and the substats. To have a crit rate Circlet, because then I could give this crit damage one to Chaska. But yeah. Her crit ratio is horrible. She's getting there. Talents wise, nobody's doing well. I'll show you the talents after. Then Escoffier, she's always going to be in my top characters, same as Aoife. I just really like her. She's still C1R1. Her artifacts, I tried putting her on a Golden Troop build for a while, but I just don't have Golden Troop pieces, and I didn't feel like farming them when Ocean Youth Clam gives me significant fanfare with Farina. I will do an Abyss run at the end so you can like see. Layla is... I switched Layla to the Doghound's assistant for her free steam because when I do have to level it. But I don't want to farm for it at the moment. I do love Key of Kashni Suit on her. Obviously, it's great to have the big HP. But the problem is, when I'm playing her freeze, she doesn't need EM. And Key of Kashni Suit gives EM. So the passive becomes a little useless. So I'd rather have the Dog Hands Assistant, which is currently, I think, R2. Yeah. And level that. And have the lower HP scaling. Like, obviously, this 23 HP with low base HP, base attack. And Key is 66.2 HP. It's a significant difference. But not only does the Key give EM, which is useless here, I also... this also looks better on her. But yeah, no, I really like this build. I will switch her to the Key if I ever play her Melt, but I haven't played Melt Layla in a while. Then we don't have to show Barbara, but we do have to show Sada. Oh, well, I'm going to show the builds. These are relevant for Chaska. I'm not actively building them at the moment, but they are relevant for Chaska. My Shenhe is actually top 6% on Akasha. For the buff, I'm really happy about this. I don't know how it happened, but it happened. I could obviously, one of these days she's going to have a better goblet. It's just, like, I could raise, actually I could give her this one. Why? Why is it telling me? Give this one. But yeah. In the future she's gonna get a better goblet, hopefully. I just don't have a good off piece for her right now. Like if we look at the fast equip, it's telling me to yoink Emily's, but I don't wanna. So yeah, it's the best she has. Best option she has. Barbara, my Barbara is on a hard adepts build because I actually don't have a heal up build for her, only a DPS build, which is also why she has the Ashgrave and Drinking Horn. And her HP is a little horrible. And then my Sada, as I said, Moon's Moon, her build is horrible, but and she's missing one noblesse piece, but I will fix this when I get Chaska, because obviously Chaska is in the second half, so it'll be a little better. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go to Abyss, and I'm going to show you my Abyss record at the moment is, we don't talk about theatre. I tried to get through yesterday all evening. It's no fun because after I reset my artifacts, a lot of my characters got a lot better. Like my Bennett is a lot better. My, actually I should abandon because Sidlali doesn't have artifacts in the current run. Ooh, we're getting an attack buff today. So, we will leave for now. We have to abandon once and then reset it. But yeah, so I will do one Abyss run, then we're gonna... and then I'm gonna do a little outro, and then I'm gonna do a stream for today. So, I've gotten through Chamber 1. I haven't gotten through Chamber 1. I can clear the first half. No problem, because what I do is I'm playing Sidlali so I can play Molani. Now because of this I can't do my Mizuki like Melt Air Fryer team for the half. Like we'll try it after just for the lols, but this one, the Wayward Hematic Spirit Seeker, you need, I personally on my account, because my characters are low level, I need Ororon or Sidlali to beat that guy. So what I do here is I play Toma Ororon, who I leveled. He was level 60 before all of this. So he's at 64 now. But I don't really have the resources to level him further until I get the pieces for leveling Inefa and Chaska when I get them. So I made a little calculator for myself with XP. I need 3.3 million XP and 9 million weapon XP. So I'm having a little calculator formula in a TXT document to check in after I do my farming for today. But okay, so let's say we do attack. It's not great for this character. Oh, and I I fixed a problem I was having where I wasn't seeing the fanfare people because I set my graphics to low when I turned up home. So now we have tons of buff. It's great. Farina is low on energy, and so is especially Sidlani, especially with the new build, but it's all good. We're usually fine. And now we're getting our fanfare, and we've got full fanfare immediately, which is all dandy, and then we just attack with Mulani. So in like theatre, in Overworld, Mulani does a lot more damage than in Abyss because I can play her melt teams. This is not a melt team. If I were to play a melt team, I would fall short on the prayer application, so it's not possible. Okay, so we're 4 seconds short, so we just this. Actually got our cryo attacks in, we've got full fanfare, we've got our shield, and now we've got full fanfare, now we can burst. 234. I would love a Molani con one of these days, just to make her Sharky attacks less of a pain. Also, we should have switched to Farina there. Because at the moment, outside of Matron, Sharky is just a pain. Because it's so short. So now we get our fanfare. And max Milani is fastest I've ever cleared this half. Which is great. So things have been working. Obviously we're using Farina here instead of Yelan. I would prefer to use Yelan, but... And we should have aimed with Shivers here. I keep on forgetting it. The Pyro application on this team only really works with the Pondras. So you saw the 88 there. That is because we overloaded. But yeah, so this team has no energy issues, it has HP and death issues. Like, we're fine on energy. And besides some Veresa not so great targeting, which is just a matter of practice. Boom. Like, we're not gonna get 36 stars, but my goal is always to get to the end of floor 12. So now what you have to do is you have to aim with Ororon until you hit one of these ladies, and then they freeze. And now we can do this. And if everything goes well, we have to do, yeah, and now Ororon dies. And this happens every single time. But let's say we reconfigure with Yelan, first half, say no Farina, say we play Yelan. So we have a sub DPS instead of a support. So we were on 1 minute before. So if we do this, we have more freezes. Yeah, so my Molani used to be a lot better because I had a lot better artifacts for her, but they didn't survive the great artifact purge because I was playing her on suboptimal main stats. I was just having like random obsidian pieces, and she doesn't even have something. Like, I don't have perfect obsidian pieces. Not for her, not for Chaska. And I'm not actively building any other obsidian pieces at the moment. I want to have a piece for a set for Aoife in the future. Yeah, I think we have to build Farina instead of Yelan. Now what we can also do is we can be a little more intentional with when we burst with Milani, because of the energy I have on my account. My Farina rotations are a little scuffed. Like, you're really messing with your rotations to get your fanfare up. And I think people usually have like significantly more ER on Farina, or they use Fab, and I'm just not big on Fab. I don't like having to have a Fab user on my team. Okay, so this is gonna be slower than Farina, but it doesn't make much of a difference because our problem is still in the second half. And like, we're still buffing Yeon for like, I'll have to read up on the buffs, but we're still seeing buffing Yeon. Okay, so that was 200k. Obviously, if we did like 500k, we would pretty much 3-star this chamber. But we're not dealing 500k, we're dealing about 100k. That's our current DPS. Okay, so we managed to charge attack with Shivers this time. And now, as long as Thomas' burst is up, the plunges should also be triggering the pyro. But obviously, that's never how the game wants to do it. The reason Toma is non noblesse is because while I like his tenacity builds, I'm just short on tenacity, so he's stuck being sub DPS when he'd really be better on a dedicated shield build. Okay, now we've got this lady. Boom. Boom. And now as quickly as we can. Boom. Okay, there's 2 together, that is always good. Because what happens is if you clear them very quickly, like this, she goes down. Having the new weapon on Shivers also has been massively helping with her energy. So now she is waking up again. So we're gonna have to Toma. Keep minimum uptime. We're waiting with Toma's burst until she puts her minions up again. So we can use Autoron's burst, or just wait with Toma's. Where is she? I hate her, I hate her, I hate her. But it looks like we're gonna clear this time. If we just remember to put Autoron in a shield. Okay, Autoron has a shield. He survived. Now we just have to be really, really quick. Use Shiver's burst here. And we're actually gonna make it through the chamber. Let's go. But yeah, so the problem with this is because we have to do it like this. Autoron, we have to use Autoron instead of Janssen, which is just suboptimal as hell. Yeah, we're about to clear. We're about to clear with a star. Boom! It's Mora! Yeah, I'm gonna keep this in on the YouTube video by the friend. Like, I am gonna make a VOD. I am gonna make weekly VODs. That's gonna be it. No, but next chamber. We still have Yelan. Can we max HP? Yes. We can't reduce death because, like, our Toma shield doesn't really hold. Okay, so, but Siglali shield. And now as quickly as possible with Molani. 6-second cooldown. So 1. Grab that. Grab that. I have to get 3 of them. One thing I try each of this now is to use different main DPSs just so I can build some of the characters whose builds got scuffed. The benefit with having Yelan here is with the Eon Blights, we can shoot them down if they unfreeze. We wouldn't be able to do that with Clear. But obviously with Clear faster. As you could see, it's a difference of about 20 seconds. Which is not insignificant. I like the Yelan rotation. And after this abyss, we can stop playing Lonely Freeze. It's not a team I like to play. When it comes to Overwatch, I actually do like playing Milan with Dahlia. And then having like Shanling and Ammo healer. Obviously would love to have a Fontaine character here, and guess what? We've got Escofino. Let's hope her Uja alignment is the correct one. For those who don't know, when you have one of these robots and you attack them with the correct Uja alignment, they lose their elemental application. I am very much considering getting Yelan C1 one of these days, but I want to fix her energy issues first, so to have her on at least 190 energy and then full. So essentially we are leveling artifacts until the end of this abyss. And whatever we have at the end of the abyss, whatever time we get, is the one we're gonna get. We're not leveling any talents, we're not leveling anything else, we just don't have the capacity. Okay, who is gonna be after you? Because it's gonna be a boss. If it's the Pyro Dragon, the Lava Dragon is okay. I keep on forgetting who is coming after people on this. This is Geo Guy. Very quickly auto-run. I try to use auto-run as little as possible. Okay, that is obviously 3 stars lost. We're not gonna get those anyways. Way up! Yeah, way ups are fine with Marissa because you're not shippers first. Because you're not really trying to set up broken shield, our shield, not his. And now we're gonna try to actually aim with Shivers. The skills just do not match up on this team. Boy, I miss Yansan. Or Sada. I really like Sada with Varessa. I actually like Sada better with Varessa than Yansan. Because you do have the thing where sometimes you get stuck on the ground with Varessa if your bursts don't match up correctly. And then you really need... Okay, we get a burst. Okay, now we can Varessa properly. But yeah, we are still just dealing 70k. The highest I ever dealt with Varessa was 90k by using Farina, Zanyu, and Yansan, which is obviously not a team I can bring every time. My Yansan currently has no gold because I got rid of my 2-piece attack for her, and I did not have a spare scroll set. I am putting her on scroll at the moment, which is obviously preferred set for Yansan plus Varessa, but I actually prefer Yansan on not scroll. We're gonna save Overwhelm first for the next enemy. Oh! Oh, yikes. Okay, so these guys need Pyro, and these guys are the guys that are in the Obsidian domain, which is the one I'm currently farming. problem with Toma is that he has like a horrible cooldown on his shield. I think we're gonna get 1 star again. I think it's possible. But yay, we're gonna make it through this. There's 1 extra artifact for the strong box, unless we get like an insane upgrade from Ressa. So, it's another star. It's another 40k Mora, very important, and also the ores. And so I don't even want to think about the amount of Mora it's gonna cost to level Inefa and Chaska. Elemental Burst is good. Okay, way ups. Way ups. Electro way of Jury. That's okay. So we just do them one by one. Oh. Look at this, they're making it easy. We're freezing them. They're attacking us together. Let's go. Okay. Milan, Escoffier, Silali. It's more of a, it's less of a like difficulty than. I like this trend that they've been doing where they put much easier enemies in the 3rd chamber of Abyss. Kinda as a little treat, like you made it. We're still not gonna get 3 stars. Maybe we'll get another star. That will mean primos for the Inefa funds. Well, not the Inefa funds, it's for the Chaska fund. Because we have 85 wishes. So we have 1 weapon of the weapon banner guaranteed. And we've got Inefa guaranteed. There we go. Escoffier got the final hit. Oh, that guy. Yeah, we had that last Abyss. That was what I got stuck on last Abyss to fight Varessa's boss. But I think we can actually do this. No problem here. See, it's much faster than I was last Abyss. We're actually gonna get 3 stars. Another chance. 15 seconds for this guy. I wouldn't. Yeah, we're not gonna get 3 stars, but we're gonna get very close, and we might get 3 stars by the end of the race. Yeah, it's gonna be too tight for 3 stars, but it's gonna be just enough for 2. Yeah, we're still leveling the artifact sheet. So what I'm doing is I'm leveling my locked artifacts first. So I've been doing a thing where I lock every artifact that has ideal substats. So let's say I have a obsidian piece with double HP, double crit. Then I'm gonna lock it. Like an obsidian feather with double HP, double crit. I would lock that. Yeah, we're gonna get 2 stars here. Oh no, there's somebody after him. Why is there somebody after him? No, there's not. Okay, we punch down after him, so there we go, there's the defeat. Boom! 2 stars. That's it. Let me take a screenshot. This might be one of the best abyss clears I've ever had. Hell yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna stop here. This is the weekly update. We are Chaska building. I'm still gonna stream. I'll just say stay silly to the YouTube folks. Now what? Actually, we're gonna keep the VOD going. So obviously we're gonna pick up our rewards. We have some artifacts to check. Yeah, we got our primos, excellent. So we are at 96 primos, 86 wishes, but most importantly, we got some artifacts. We will start with the 4 stars. I'm just gonna throw them out. Yeah, XR pieces. But what do we have here? An HP Sands with horrible substats on set that I don't know HP on. So I've been doing this, where I kind of check the artifacts, how they're obtained, and these are the artifacts we're leveling. So Sidlali is on one of the Abyss teams, so we level her artifacts. That's kind of how I do it. Are they on an Abyss team? Yes, then we level artifact. The other artifacts we have spare. So this is Chaska's, this is the ER Sands that I had spare. This is an HP circlet that I have spare that I have to finish leveling and then see if it replaces any of my existing HP circlets. And this is a feather I have spare because I have 2 feathers on Golden Troop and 1 goblin and nothing else. But yeah, so what we're gonna do, we have 23. So we're going to that one. And we are going to do one run of the domain. I have just been throwing myself into that domain whenever I have 20 resin. I don't believe in waiting until I can condense. I know it saves time if you're trying to do runs in the morning, and that's also how I handle it then, but otherwise just not necessary. So what we can do now is we can take the Veresa team. So this is the Veresa team I play in the overworld at the moment, but we want a Veresa Pyro team. Actually, I want to also show you the Morlani team I play in the overworld. Morlani Freeze. I usually play a Morlani Melt, but I do have a Morlani Freeze team. It's Dahlia, Kazuha, and Escoffier. Technically I used Charlotte in this team. Charlotte, where are you? Charlotte and Kazuha. So that is my Morlani Overworld team. Overworld Freeze team. But we are going to play Veresa Overload, and we're going to play the proper Veresa Overload, which is with Janling and Chivalrous. We can use Toma, but I actually prefer Janling. Because Veresa can pick up the chili from Boa's buff. So I've been actually tracking the times on my domains, like how fast I clear, and the record for this one is 33 seconds Mizuki air fryer. So what you do, very easy, you put on everything, and then boom. Like you see 82. This is without Abyss buffs. Like we are not in Abyss. There we go. Did it break the record? No, it didn't. Mizuki Air Fryer reigns supreme. So, what do we get? It's gonna be like 1 artifact, but it's fine. We get a feather with HP crit damage ER. So we are gonna compare that with our existing feather, and we're actually gonna check if those can't be the sounds are already correct, so we don't need to replace a 4P star piece for Sidlali. But we're gonna check. I checked this on Morlani because she's on Obsidian, so I check. So this feather is Chaska's feather. So we wait until we find a feather for Molani, which this is. ER attack crit damage, so we roll it. Obviously we don't have enough to fully roll it, but we switch it. So now we have this one for Tosca. So now we have to beat this on a feather. This is the flower we have to beat. So we now have a 2-piece build for Tosca. What we're going to do with the spare artifacts we have is we are going to the strong box and looking for some Crimson Witch pieces. I am hoping to get either like my 2 more Crimson pieces for Linny soon, so I can start strongboxing for Varessa, but Linny just has higher priority. Circle's healing bonus circlet. Absolutely useless. The characters I have that need Crimson Witch, 4 of them, are Linny, who currently only has this. Actually, I need to put this in, then I can show you. So, I have Linny, Gaming, and Diluc. And the priority order for the characters is Linny, Yanfei, Gaming. So, what I've been doing is I've been putting the pieces that are better on Linny, which is why he's gonna get this one. Yanfei needs HP anyways. Then I don't have Sans and I don't have a goblet on an entire set. And Linny needs crit rate, not crit damage. So Yanfei, the HP one, is like a okay replacement. It's not what I want on her, I think. Because when I look at my Yanfei build settings, yeah, I want EM, pyro damage, crit damage. And I want her on a crit rate. Like, HP would be nice. HP sub-rolls would be nice for the shield strength, but I'm getting that out of her weapon because she's on a Ring of Yaksha. Gaming, I want EM, pyro damage bonus, crit damage. I would like to have an Amber build, but on Unfinished Reverie, so it's fine. And then Diluc, we're looking at attack, yeah, pyro damage and crit damage because we play him Plunge, Crimson Witch, crit rate, crit damage, EMER, and attack percentage here, and only unequipped. Obviously nothing there, but yeah, you see how it works. Lumine, Pyrolumine doesn't have a build at the moment. I'm hoping to get her one in the future. Xinyan is supposed to be on 2-piece, Retracing Bola at Husk. I just a little low on Husk pieces. Dea is supposed to be on 4-piece for Akasha. There's a couple of pieces here, like this flower actually belongs to Dea, but if I level this one, I think I can switch them. Like, I will switch them. And these attack sands belong to Dea. I just don't have spare attack sands. I do want to have an alternative gilded build for her, but I want her on triple EM. So, looking bad, I don't have a lot of EM pieces. But Dea is a build for the future. Obviously, I am going to be building Inef on Thundering Fury. Even if she needs EM, I would rather build Thundering Fury. We'll level something in a second, and the exclamation marks are going to go away. My current Thundering Fury pieces are these 3. I've got this flower on Kaching. Chances are I'll switch it to Inefa. And I've got this feather on Kaching. It's a horrible feather. And I have this circlet on Kaching. It's double crit. Like, I do have to level it to see how well it does. The subsets are a little useless. So there's a chance I got a better one. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to level Sidlali's flower further. We can't. No spares. And we're not going to use this for leveling because we need it for the strongbox. These are our current Chaska pieces. These are our spares. But yeah, what we're actually going to do now is I am going to switch to a Fremine Shatter team. I have to check if I have one here. Milani coming, Yoimiya, Linny. No, So we make one. Remine. So my Remine, he's obviously on a Shatter Belt. The problem is we currently don't have. We're gonna probably have to play him on a freeze team. The main problem with Remine on a freeze team is that ironically Escoffier is useless for him. But yeah, so what we'd want in theory is to have an Electro support. So we're gonna use Ororon because he has a build. Sada doesn't have full noblesse, all the others. Dory might have something we can yoink from Diona. So now we need Hydro, so we're gonna use Farina, and we need Cryo, so let's use Layla, so he has a shield. And boom, we have made a Remine Shatter team. I'm gonna check Dory's artifacts. We'll have to yoink a build from Diona. It's okay. That puts Dory on 4-piece for Akasha, which is not what we want, so we're just gonna grab Diona's artifacts. It does not make a difference. Technically Diona would be better. Technically Diona is part of his best team for Shatter, but only if you have her C6 because he's game. But let's say we bring a different Electro support. Let's say we bring... Oh, they all don't have artifacts. You know. Nope. They all don't have artifacts. That's a problem. That's a problem. Like, I am happy that I did the big strong boxing session and that I did the, like, deep clean of my artifact inventory. But refilling it has been tedious. Because I'm just being really strict with what I throw into the strong box. Because in the end, these are the pieces that are difficult to replace, and all the other ones, if I get a better initial roll, I'd rather have a piece with a better initial roll than one that is perfect. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna be ore farming. And I will actually end the VOD here. It's been lovely. Stay silly.